Easy Sports. And today I've got a full house. I've got Shanga 9. I've got
What's
Sihle
up,
N.
gents?
Got Ots. Cheese underscore 55. Nah, cheese, not SS. For Super Sport. Yeah. But anyway, gents, Ninja and Nebafetsu, how you guys doing?
Good man.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I mean, especially with
It's
Mike.
hard to get excited for.
Yeah.
It's hard to get excited for the World Cup, but I think that's another episode. But Sila, I think everyone is good. Mike, good seeing you.
Yeah.
It's always great having
Mhm.
a fellow reason head Chelsea fan.
I remember football fan.
Enzo out.
I'm a football fan, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, ngiyakudlwe mina baba Carabao champion ngishaba to 16 izolo hayi.
Hey, yesterday.
Hello.
Can we start?
I've got a view. Hold on.
Yeah, what
I don't
view?
know. X, you've got the agenda, which is a cool man. But I've got a view on Carabao. I don't think it means anything to Pep as a trophy. It's more the psychological warfare that's going on between him and Arteta. The celebration was a bit
Pep is
over
the
the
coach
top.
who's won the
So
Carabao
it's
the
not
most.
about the actual cup itself, because it's Carabao. It's an energy cup.
No, it's an energy
It doesn't
cup to
really
people
mean
who
much.
can't win it. So
Yeah. Thank you.
that's what happens. If you can't win, it becomes energy cup, and you can't disrespect his sponsor saying phela ngubani ngakho Carabao
No.
yini
Mina
sponsor
ngiyayihlonipha yabona ili cup ngiyayihlonipha ndoda. But I feel this year it carries a bit of weight, if we're being honest, because number one versus number two, and number one trips on themselves. Because if we're being honest, the second half was a shit fest for Arsenal. I really wish we would have an Arsenal fan who would try and reason with what was their game plan.
Speaking about an Arsenal fan, Ots's boy Usbuda, I hit him up this morning. I texted him. And then I asked nicely, I'm like, we promise we're not going to laugh at you. We just are gonna have a civil conversation. Guy says that he's swamped, he's got a lot of work to do, you know what I mean? So I hope he's watching. I hope he's
watching. So for me, I think I see what Sihle is saying, right? He's saying it is a trophy, right? But it's not the trophy Pep wanted. But Pep is beating the pretender. He's beating his protege. So I see where Sihle is coming with that, to say, if you didn't win it, you didn't win it. But he would have been better losing to another coach or another team other than Arsenal. But he beat Arsenal. He beat Arteta, who were in for the quadruple. So I see where Sihle is coming with that point.
Nah, but
yeah.
Asibuke kanje ukuthi the international break comes in at like the funniest time, in that Arsenal, because I saw they've got like 6 injured players now from the weekend. Arsenal, they have to come out and reintroduce themselves as to who they are if they want the world to respect them, because that's how they see themselves. They see themselves as this top tier, on the same level as in Madrid and like, dude, I'm a Chelsea fan, but in Madrid, if our players leave us and they go to Madrid, it's an upgrade for them. It's not that I'm putting Madrid on a pedestal, but
Barcelona and Real Madrid are the pinnacle of people's careers.
Yeah, and in Madrid, they've gone through our players quite a bit. The keeper used to be our keeper. The defender, black guy, the German,
Rudiger.
Yeah, Rudiger. So they've gone
Hazard,
through, and
Robin,
Hazard also, that didn't pan out the way that
Courtois.
everyone wanted it to pan out. But I've got an understanding, Would say there's levels to the shit. Madrid is there, gents. Like, let's just be honest. But Arsenal fans have, I don't know, they see themselves as on that level as Madrid. And I think now this is where you can see the real Arsenal coming out, in that after the international break, they've got quite a tough couple of games.
Right.
And what the frustrating part is that Arsenal, they win in matches that no one is really paying much attention, but the real matches that where everyone is paying attention, they seem to fold and not have ideas.
But
Because
CJ,
yesterday Pep did something genius, and that was the very simple where he didn't pressurize the defense. Like if you remember the game very well, he wasn't about pressurizing the keeper, the three guys at the back. All he did is he let the three guys at the back have the ball, and he stepped back. His pressure was more on the defense and stopping the channels. And there was a point where the defense, Arsenal, had the ball for like a good solid 1-2 minutes, and no one was pressurizing them. Nothing.
but CJ, those are the games where you're not being watched. You've got to win. You've got to win those games. I've heard boring Arsenal. I've heard boring Chelsea. Everyone has ground out or grinded out results. So at the end of the day, like, we might not look at them in those games, but where we look at you is in the Carabao Cup final, is the game against City and whatnot. It's United, it's Chelsea. That's where we look at them. But if they've built that buffer where you can say they've got a 7 point buffer get over a City, and then they can still lose, they can still do that. That's where championships are made from. We all know how Fergie used to do, and I mean, X will tell us, but we never said boring United because he didn't care. You know, Fergie said, guys, you got 3 losses in a season. Arsenal sitting on 3 losses. That's some of the stuff's unheard of. The Invincibles, 0 losses. You've got to do it ugly. I mean, if we had to go and look at the Invincibles results now, we can go and say, okay, fine, these guys did not do it pretty, but they did it at the end of the day.
The most
So
draws,
I
the
don't
most
think we
draws
can
ever in
nyaks
a league one.
some of the teams or some of the competitions they don't win. I don't think a quadruple is like maybe for a Bayern Munich in a great year, but they don't have 2 trophies. Even City could even do a quadruple. Even Liverpool at their best couldn't do a quadruple. You know, Barcelona, Real Madrid, they don't do a quadruple. You know, maybe
City.
PSG.
Alfaga Zelapo Cheese said something very
City against the
important about
quadruple. Yeah, it was it, Lazo. Those are the things. But listen, it doesn't matter what Arsenal is viewer because who's going to challenge them? My question is who is going to challenge Arsenal even if they do lose games? Man
I
You,
think
United.
I think
Man
Arsenal need to
City.
get the
You
double.
guys
Man
I
City.
keep telling you guys every single week that Man City are not title contenders or challengers.
Okay, let me
They're
Well,
say
not.
this.
they're gonna give it to you by fumbling the bag, cheese dog. They're
Man
I'm gonna
City,
say
the
this.
only people who might likely stop, if you guys think there's a team that's going to stop Arsenal, it's probably going to be Man United or any of the other teams, but it's not going to be Man City.
But
he
Man
does
City
this.
are
He
going
does
to
this every
draw.
season because he
And this is
does
Man
what
this
he
City are going
every
to
did
draw or
season.
lose the
yesterday.
next game.
Yeah.
And this is what he
Man City
did
are going to draw or
yesterday,
lose the
saying
next
that
game.
I'm watching Sundowns. Hey, I'm not watching City. They
Deep
clap.
down,
It
we know
down.
him.
Deep
He
down, he
stole
was
his
So,
celebrating.
his
but
iPad.
guys, Arsenal,
Uh,
Arsenal, Arsenal have never been in a cup final since 2020. That group
yeah.
of players have never been in a cup final. They don't know how to play a cup final. Those players,
So
and you
I will
could
say
tell
this.
by the way they approached that game like they were approaching a league game. Because
Yeah.
in a league game, it can end 0-0 and they take a point home. And for Arsenal, it's great taking a point home
Yeah.
against City. But
Thank
it's
you.
not a league game;
Facts.
it's a cup game, and they don't have
Facts.
the experience to go and win that game. So for me, I
Yeah.
always knew, Guti, there's nothing you're gonna be able to watch there. You guys are probably bored to death watching that game.
Fuck
You
yeah.
were
Nah,
bored to
Ryan
death watching that
Cherky.
game, bro.
We were watching Ryan
Ryan
Cherky,
Shirky,
dog.
bro.
Ryan Sheki does
Ryan
that every
Cherky.
single day and has to pass Bernardo
Yeah.
Silva, and then Bernardo Silva will do his own thing. Abraham, I've watched City far too many times to know how it ends in those games. So for me, it's one of those games where Arsenal basically fumbled it themselves. It wasn't a great performance by
The
either team.
goalkeeper, literally.
Yeah, it wasn't a great performance
Nah.
by either team, but it's a
Uh,
results business. We go, we take
Yeah.
it because we have more experience in winning those sort of games. But in a league context, it's very different. Arsenal don't need to do anything special to win the league. But teams like that don't win quadruples. Teams like that don't win quadruples. If
Mm,
you're
I
not,
disagree with you, dude.
yeah.
yeah, I'm listening.
Dude, I think I mean, he could actually fumble the league. I think they still got Sporting, and then in between that they got Bournemouth and Fulham. So I think even after that whole Carabao defeat, with the next 4 features of theirs, I don't think. How do I say this?
Mike,
they don't have that know-how. They don't.
Mike,
They don't. The thing is, they don't have that know-how. It's something where you look at it and it's like all it takes is them drawing the Bournemouth game. Then they're gonna start doubting themselves.
Yeah.
Go back to the previous comment about Osaka. Because I think Osaka is the star boy. So to what Mike is saying,
not the star
if your star boy is not living up to the expectation in a big match, what's then the ask? Because I look at their side and I'm like, okay, they're dependent on Havertz for a goal. That boy of theirs, what's his name? I keep on forgetting his name. Yeah. His first touch is not the best, but anyway, our strikers have changed.
He sucks, bro.
No. The number 9 role has changed. I think everyone gets caught up in the hype now. Would see you can play the 9.5 and the 10 role and whatnot. The traditional number 9 goal scorer is dead as we know it. But I watched that boy in his first touch, and I'm like, he's not my player, and I've got Arsenal.
You've got the lab,
players
bro.
they have right now.
You've got the lab. So
I know. That's why I'm not sure next, because the Arsenal crop of players, everyone hypes them a bit too much. But the top of the pecking order is Osaka, because he's the star boy, but he can't step up in a big game.
Guys,
and what does it say?
I always tell you, Ngubane, that English players have a ceiling.
Yeah, and it's
if
very
an English
quick.
Player, there's a specific level you're going to reach, and that's going to be your highest level ever. We have Foden, we have Bellingham, but I can go, I can have a whole list. But when Maguire was good, Bamsaina, his ceiling, he reached his ceiling. Now he's not getting better, he's not getting worse. But Abo look show, but Kunwangati, Shobeto Carlos, but
Ali.
They all have a specific level that they reach, and then from there it's done.
Yeah. So
it's nothing's going to change. And Bukayo Saka had his season where he did really well. He got his numbers up. But this season, there's nothing special about him. Why would he, compared to his whole form this season, then all of a sudden miraculously grab that game by its neck, by the scruff of its neck, and win it for them?
So then you can ask the question that the difference between Arsenal. So this seems very much like the Leicester City season, right? Arsenal have been consistent, and I'll give Arsenal consistency before people come at me, right? They've been consistent, they've done their thing, but it seems like it's that Leicester City season where, like, Spurs should have won it, Arsenal should have won it. There was a lot of teams that should have won the Premier League over Leicester City, but Leicester City was like just a little bit better. So now we're sitting in the situation where only Arsenal can fumble the bag right now. Only Arsenal can do that. But they are the best of a bad season, despite them being quite decently consistent. That's my thing. I'm not saying that they are deserved like they blew everyone out of the water, but no one has stepped up. United play one game a week. Newcastle are not in it. Spurs haven't been in it for 2 years. Villa are like very hot and cold. City came late to the party. Liverpool are not in it. Chelsea are not in it. So Arsenal was just the most consistent team in another bad season, or should we give them their flowers to say, guys, they blew out everyone out the water?
I think the tricky part, Odds, is I think sometimes we want to we take football as art, and you need to get the fans excited, either by doing one thing or the other. And if we're being honest, there isn't a fan right now who go out and tell you that, oh yeah, watching Arsenal play is makes my weekend. No fan, no football.
Can I ask you a question?
Hold on. No football fan can tell you this, because we're at the point where they celebrate a set piece like it's a penalty, even if it's a corner, it's a free kick. Sure, fine. They spend time on it, but the dark art of it, or so they've coined it as dark art, but it's basically cheating. It just takes it away. I'm one of those stupid people who, where everyone goes at Ucheke for doing what he did yesterday. I fuck with that. Number 10 is supposed to be a maverick. Number 10 is supposed to excite the fans. Number 10 is supposed to go like be when you open a lucky package, you don't know what you're going to get. Chucky did that yesterday. I fuck with him. And this morning you wake up, all the newspapers are saying it's disrespectful and what. Get the fuck out of here. He was having a great time, great game, and so deservedly so. He needs to remind them who the fuck he is, and that's that.
Can I ask you a question, DK? So if you guys were on top of the log and you won every single game 1-0, but you're running away with the league, what would you say? You're running away with the league as Chelsea. Your top and it's Delap. It's Delap and João Pedro. They both got 15 goals each.
Nah, don't get it twisted with João Pedro. João Pedro is Brazilian.
No, but what I'm saying to you, like, your 9.5 has got 15 goals, and the other number 9 has got 15 goals, and you guys are one.
Even when Chelsea won the league with Mourinho with parking. Even when Chelsea won the league with Mourinho parking the so-called double-decker bus,
and he's a goal.
The outfield play. Hold on. The outfield players, there were a lot of players that get you excited. Be it Oscar, be it Hazard, be it up front Drogba. We've had exciting players. Maluda, yeah.
I get that.
You look at this Arsenal bunch. Like I don't know who gets you guys excited. For me, like no one.
And I think one thing that's telling is that even though, let's say they do win the league, none of their players is going to be player of the season.
Yeah, that's fine. Everyone's talking about it's going to be Bruno. So I already know that like it makes no difference in my life.
But it's telling though.
Yeah, but you're saying it's going to be Bruno and then what? But the league champions, no one's going to. So I personally think that there's a hate for Arsenal supporters. I'm not an Arsenal supporter, but I think there's a hate for Arsenal supporters that they won't give them their flowers for winning the league. They're going to make excuses as to why other teams didn't win the league. But at the end of the day, the team that needed to do it went out and did it. If Pep had signed all these guys and they were that good and Haaland is that good, why aren't they there? If Liverpool were defending champions and they added to their squad.
But I think you're jumping the gun there. They're not going to win the league. Arsenal's going to do it.
Don't say that, Mike. Don't put it in the universe because that's going to be the funniest fucking shit ever.
Arsenal's going to do an Arsenal. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, I see the comment.
Even if Arsenal do an Arsenal, my question still stands that who's going to stop them from winning the league?
You,
Joe.
Yes, yeah, boy,
you
cheese,
guys
man.
Lost,
That's a soldier boy. That's a soldier boy.
I know, when cheese wins, watch, Mike. He's gonna come out the closet when he wins. When he wins the league.
The only time City have stopped Liverpool and have stopped Arsenal from winning the league is when they were consistently winning games. City aren't consistently winning games. We had to go 18 wins in a row. We had to go something like 10 to 12 wins in a row to stop Liverpool, to stop Arsenal.
Okay.
Well, it's going to happen after the international break.
International break. All of City's players are going to play for the national team.
Yeah.
They're going to come back tired and fatigued, and it's going to be worse.
And Man United players have got a month off. Now. But my question is, why are we going to put an asterisk over Arsenal winning the league legitimately?
No, it's not going to be an asterisk odds. Mina personally, they're just a rival to me. It's not to say Uti Manje, I'm going to put an asterisk on them. I mean, them winning the league is them winning the league. I mean, that there's seasons where United win by less than 80 points now. We've had seasons like that, and we still celebrate those league titles. Yeah, but still, But still, if they win the league, they win the
Win the
league,
league,
dog.
win the league, man.
Yeah. Saka becomes a legend. Rice becomes a legend. I mean, Bruno Fernandes is not a legend until he wins either the league or Champions League. That's my standards of
And that's
you
not
being a
gonna happen.
legendary.
I like
And
that.
that's not gonna happen.
And exactly, Cheese. You know, with him
And
around, yes, it's
the
not
weird
gonna
part,
happen.
the weird part,
Yeah,
even
you guys
even
need to cash in.
in-
You guys need to cash in on Bruno and move on with your lives.
late for
Exactly.
Bruno to
I've
catch
been
it.
saying that, Cheese, but guys say I'm being negative, I'm a hater. But I mean, I always view from the team's perspective, dog. I mean, it's like when we got rid of Ruud. We got rid of Ruud van Nistelrooy in his prime. And then we ended up winning 3 Premier League titles in a row.
Yeah.
And a Champions League.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it's all about the team. You know, I look
Yeah,
at the team
the
as a
only people,
collective.
the only people who think Bruno stands a chance of winning the player of the season are Man United fans. It's only Man United fans who think Bruno stands a chance of winning player of the season. It's only Man United fans who think that.
Maybe the stats will talk. I've always, like I said to you, at the end of the day, Premier League season is 38 games. United are playing 40
Yeah, it's
games
fine.
in all competitions.
Yeah,
Like there's players that are
why
doing
did
so
you
much.
qualify for Champions League? Huh? Why did you take 5 modules, knowing that 5 modules are a lot in one semester?
basically, Odds
Why?
is saying that you've got an international break every weekend.
It's fine.
do.
It's
They do.
fine. And hence we are cruising in third. We fine in third. You know, then next season we also have to beef up because the modules, there's gonna be a lot of modules. Hopefully Ineos buys players, quality players, because the players we linked with are players that I like. All of them. You know, it's players that will improve our squad. But at the end of the day, we also need to prepare for it. We have to have a big squad. At the end of the day, for you to compete in all tournaments, and I don't like this excuse of guys using injuries. Like yesterday, they were saying Timber wasn't available. I mean, O'Reilly, for crying out loud, in Twanengan. Isn't in
That's
matric?
true.
He's a lighty, and he's the one who scored both goals, bruh. You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
it is what it is, dog. You gotta use the tools that you have. So as a big team, this thing of people complaining, saying that there's injuries, you know, guys saying that, hey, we've got too many fixtures. Nah, dog. You gotta then build a squad, buy players, have a big squad, and then challenge for everything. Real Madrid, I mean, beat Cheese's team with their second team, arguably their second team.
I don't know
Because
who
so
Bruno
many of
is
their
talking
players.
They
about.
never
I don't know
recognize
who
number
Wade
9.
Boy.
Yeah, what a
Wade Boy. I
boys.
don't know if he
Yeah.
thinks that there's more than one Bruno in the league, or if he
Mhm.
only thinks that there's just the one Bruno. But
Mhm.
Cam, best Premier League,
Hey,
Ricky Bobby.
yeah,
You must
it's
just
just
comment
guys.
on.
I mean, it's like at the end of the day, we're in the stats era, and a lot of people
Yeah.
view stats as the be all and end all. If you are getting 100 assists, no matter how you like, they don't use the eye
It's
test.
delusion, my brother.
Yeah.
You can call it
Whereas
delusion.
If we live in a
Whereas
country,
yesterday, Cheese, your number 10 showed us what eye test is. He didn't score, he didn't assist, but your number 10 was cooking yesterday.
Bro,
so
like we've
talk about
seen
that
this
era,
same
guys,
we've
like
seen the same Bruno when
Yeah.
Pogba was still here and they were playing that full counter attack football with Solskjaer, where all he has to do is place a ball in front and everyone just runs. And now
Yeah.
he's doing the same thing because it works. That doesn't mean that the guy is the best player in the league or the best cam in the league. Like this,
look,
it's that type of
It's
thing, man.
devils,
if you want to,
guys.
if you want to talk about stats, then we've literally got to say that Gert Muller, R9, like aren't actually the guys. They aren't the guys
Yeah,
because now we're in the stats game now. Because now we're talking about XG.
You
Like
see?
I mean, when did we get to a thing of like chances created?
Ah,
Because
see.
back in the day, it was assists and it was
Big
goals.
chances created.
Yeah. But it was also eye test.
And then what? What's a
Because
big chance? CK, what's a big
But back
chance?
in the day, it was eye test, dude.
it was
It
eye
wasn't
test, dog.
necessarily
I
about
mean,
GA.
guys like Abo Iniesta winning. Hey, bro, Iniesta dude would dominate the game. We will all see that. Hey, Iniesta here is cooking, and he's not even scoring or assisting, dude. It's just the game
Like
is run through
Modric.
him.
Like think about Modric.
Modric as well.
Modric, Modric doesn't score goals. He wasn't a
Yeah.
big assister of a team, but Modric wasn't playing. You could see the clean difference in terms of how Madrid had to play.
Exactly, dude. Same thing with Cruz. When Cruz left as well, Cheese, you could see
Yeah.
the difference of not having Cruz.
Yep.
You know,
A big
it's
difference.
a huge one, bro. And it's that, guys. For me, I hope football, like players like Abo Jerky, Olise, Yamal. We saw Yamal, guys, on
Last
Wednesday.
week he cooked.
Ah,
He
Now,
cooked.
whenever
He cooked.
isn't this
yeah,
guy like about because currently City's best player Haaland isn't it? Like how is Haaland currently City's best player? Like isn't there not understand like what
yeah,
are we watching? Are we watching the
That
same
doesn't make
exactly.
sense.
football?
That doesn't
We're
make sense.
not,
We're not
because even
watching the same
yesterday,
football,
Haaland
man.
was also missing yesterday, bro. Like
Bro,
he
Haaland's
didn't
been
have any
missing
chances.
since Sanan's been missing since January. This year Haaland didn't come back to City. He's
I've got a
been on
question for you,
holiday
Cheese.
since.
I have a question for you, Cheese. Would you cash out on Haaland and bring in Julian Alvarez back? Because Alvarez is killing it at Atletico. You saw him yesterday.
Nah.
So no. The,
You
the only
wouldn't.
reason the
Okay.
only reason I wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Is that the way we play, we have too many players similar to Alvarez.
Oh,
We have
okay.
too many players who want to play in the pockets, who don't want to be a number 9. And right now,
Oh.
for City, we just need someone who's gonna be a number 9. Like I would have said, I would have said a long time ago, if we were really desperate for a number 9 and Haaland wasn't gonna, we would have taken Kane, and I would have been happy with Kane.
Hmm.
We've taken Kane. I would have been happy with Kane, and I wouldn't have complained if Haaland went to Madrid or went to another team. Because then he
Basically, the
becomes
ask
you.
is
Then Haaland becomes your problem. Then you
Yeah.
have to make sure you coach him so well out of the way he plays football. So for me, that's always the case. So I wouldn't swap him for Alvarez, because now we have Semenyo, we have who's
Doku.
that guy?
Doku. Foden.
No, not
Doku.
Doku. We have no, not Doku, from Egypt. We have
Mamouche.
Mamouche. Yeah.
Mamouche. We have Tijani. All of the guys who want to play in the pockets. So we have too many similar players who want to play. Like even Foden is a player who wants to play in that pocket, because I
Yeah.
wouldn't play Foden as an 8. I wouldn't play him as a 6, but he has to play in that 10 pocket position. So if Alvarez is also going to do that same thing, we're going to struggle for it.
Yeah, you need the
but then
diversity of
another
playing
question.
styles.
A question. I don't know if I'm the only one who was like maybe seeing this. I get it. Uguti. The ask was check no Silver to but be close to each other in a way. In that the one is on the left, on the right, and the other, one's on the left and the other one's on the right. But check for some odd reason. I saw him drifting more towards Semenyo. I don't know. There was a game plan, and he was more on his on the one side. And what was happening was Trossard, no, who's that, Henkepi, whatever boy.
Nkepia.
They were struggling. They were struggling maintaining those two, because both of them were like literally sitting on the one side. And Ucheki for me is the man of the match. I get it. Trafford made a couple of saves and whatnot, but the unpredictability of Cheki made him man of the match. But I see him going maybe a bit too much towards the Semenyo hugging the touchline role. I don't know if I'm the
but
only one.
because what was happening is that Arsenal were playing 4 guys at the back, right? And it was only Haaland who was pushing. Whenever Haaland presses, they would pass either the centre backs and they would get out with their left wing. So what he did is just put Semenyo and Haaland as the front two, and it's about 2 or 3 games where we've been playing with Haaland and Semenyo as like a front two, and then he would block off the centre backs from playing the ball straight down the line. So you have to play in Kapie, or you have to play the keeper to kick it up, right? So that limited they playing out of defense, and if you play it long,
So what ends up happening is that in your attacking line, you've got Doku, Silva, and you check you on the other side, and then in the front two, you've got Haaland and thingy. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, it's like, no, why Atanu Landela the line? Because I see him more as a 10. So I was expecting him to be sitting with Rodri behind him, Silva behind him, but he wasn't doing that.
No, but Usheki, a lot of games he plays as well, which is another problem that I have, is that because we have Bernardo, every single player who has to play has to either go play on a wing for City, which is always the case. Because we have to have space for Bernardo, and Bernardo can't be the one who goes and plays on the wing anymore. right? So Ushek is used to playing in that position. And in the first half, because they were playing out so easily, we had to go and stop it. And if we stop it already, Hinkapi has a yellow card from that early decision. So Hinkapi isn't the one who they want to take the risk with in playing it out. Because if they win it off him, all of a sudden he has to make a foul to stop the counter attack. But for me, in the game, apart from Uche, Rodri had an incredible game yesterday, bro.
He did as well.
Rodri, if you're watching the game, how he was mashing the midfield against three guys, because I don't count Bernardo Silva anymore in your team because he's just a guy who's there because the coach likes him. But the way Rodri was interception and seeing the balls and turning them over quickly so that we don't waste time getting at Arsenal. It becomes a key difference from our team, from our perspective.
And as well, Cheese, it's the IQ as well from Rodri. He was intercepting. He wasn't out here clamping guys down. He was playing like a CDM that I desire for my team.
Not
CDM
like
that can
Joelinton,
breathe.
you can say it.
Yeah, not like Joelinton. Yeah, Joelinton out here.
Does it like you cover one do now you copy
Yes.
now you have a yellow card in 10 minutes. Now you can't do
You pick up a yellow in the 9th minute.
Now you can't do it anymore. Now your team is basically a man down.
Can we address the other elephant in the room? I know Wavy Boy was saying about Osaka. Can you address the elephant in the room in Rice? Rice, I don't know what is he good at. Is he good at the defensive role? Is he good at the carrying the ball forward role, or is he good at the your typical English 8 in like a Frank, where he arrives
like a Frank
and whatnot?
Frankie
I watched him yesterday. I was very frustrated because I couldn't understand the hype.
I've realized what Urais does. Urais basically is the third man. He's a third man in midfield, so that he's basically trying to act like they're going to pass him the ball, but he's basically running the blind run so they can pass the ball to the wingers. So it looks like we want to pass to you because you're running, you're already on the move. We're going to give you the ball.
And then he attracts players. You
attract players, then we pass the ball to the wing. So now, yesterday, he couldn't do that because we were saying, no, if you want to run, run. But the ball has to either go over the top for you to get the ball, or the ball has to go straight to number 9 and he heads it down to you. Eventually, they decided, no, my guy, just go play right back. Give us an extra body in right back and help us try to move the ball. Because at the end of the day, they couldn't move the ball. So now we have a midfielder who gets the ball at right back to try to play those passes, and it just was a disaster.
Because Cheese, I don't remember Uzubimendi or Rice coming to the defense to either receive the ball, have a turn, and could I don't
because they can't play on the half turn. They can't.
Yeah.
Remember Zubamendi
doesn't want it. Yeah.
Exactly. Remember Zubamendi did try doing that, and then he passed it to Mbuemo, and then Mbuemo wakora. These
they
guys
don't want it anymore. Right.
They're not Ventinha and Pedri. You see about Ventinha and about Pedri, those are the midfielders you need, bro. Like if you wanna go to the next level, guys, Newcastle, Chelsea. If you niggas wanna go to the next level, Ventinha, Pedri-esque
midfielders. I mean, we've got Romeo Lavia, dude.
Romeo Lavia can't do that.
He's not fully. Hold on.
No, the Romeo Lavia can. He's press resistant. He's press resistant.
Let's not talk shit about Romeo, gents. Romeo is Romeo.
Just need to keep him fit.
But Romeo started against Everton. Why am I in Zangaland?
They say Rice gives us balance in the midfield.
What?
So it's all about false runs. Yeah.
He's just creating space. Yeah. He's not an actual player. Basically.
Yeah, well, athletes. Yeah. Jeez.
He's a false midfielder or false something. But he's basically on the pitch. And if you must just watch them, bro. You must watch him. He doesn't go to collect the ball to play it out of midfield.
Exactly.
He doesn't play through balls to strikers. He's the one who moves the ball. If the ball somehow it finds him in space, he moves the ball to Saka. Or it finds him on the side, he moves the ball to Trossard.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, I think Spain is hold on. Spain has told us what the expectation, or Argentina basically, what the expectation is for that role, be it to 6, 8, or 10. And then you get these so-called false players in that role. He's neither a 6, nor 8, nor a 10. So when you then it gets very confusing. It's like,
I know.
what the fuck is he doing?
Guys, there's a player that Cheese and I rate that Odds has that can do everything in midfield.
Tonali, bro.
That's the player who I want.
Tonali,
I told
bro.
you niggas. I'm willing to even go 150 pounds.
Tonali
can do
get that guy
everything.
done, bro. Tonali does not deserve to be playing
nigga. Odds, I'm giving it to you now, dog. That money.
Playing with those guys, bro.
Oh, Tonali is a baller. Even against Barca, he was the only guy who was like,
he's the only player.
He's the only ninja in that Barca game where I was like, I feel for you, bro, because you actually know how to play ball, dog.
Yep. The next day, Dan Burn was in the studio broadcasting the next game. Those guys, Lucas said, it's like he has to play with those kind of people. And he's gonna lose. Who knows? But he's going to lose Tonali.
Yeah, just to answer you, Tato Square, Tonali, my guy. Yeah, Tonali. There are players who exist, bro. They really are players.
And also, Pedri.
Remember,
Pedri doesn't have to do it. The only reason Pedri goes and collects the ball now is because Frankie's not there. And in Spain, Rod is there, so he doesn't have to do it. So he's already hurting you by not going to fetch the ball. He's hurting you in after the halfway line, because as soon as Rod gets the ball and he gets it to Pedri, Pedri's already so advanced up the pitch that it's a big problem for you. Now, if he's doing that in games like Newcastle, where he's basically the pivot, because there was a young kid who was playing in that position, Frankie de Jong, it does change a bit of how he has to play, because he has to carry the ball a bit more. And he has to risk. That's when he picks up injuries, because he has to risk carrying the ball to get the ball to Lamine and get the ball to Rafinha. But that's why you don't want Shaky. You don't want Shaky collecting the ball from the centre backs.
Nah,
you don't want him in those positions.
It goes also that Palace boy who is
Wharton as well. Yeah.
I rate that ability in that circle.
Yeah, no,
but you must be careful. He's English. He's English, so we always have to
But best believe
she's so much hype around.
But guys, if you go to South America, you bound to or Spain, you bound to find a midfielder who can do that. Even in Italy, I know a lot of people don't rate this guy. Paolo Locatelli is also another guy who's also very good at picking up.
I think age is catching up with Locatelli, but I think I agree.
But you see, Italy, they're known for producing such midfielders. Italy, Spain, and then South America.
There's a kid who was playing in City, that Pitach kid, bro. That kid is 18 now, and you can see there's a player there. Just as good, he's 18, and Bellingham and them are gonna be back, so he won't play again. But that kid, when he was playing against us, I could see how he was moving into the pockets, and you can say, oh, this kid knows how to play football.
And in Spain,
there's a lot of
them in Spain.
You don't need to do much.
You don't even need to do much. You can find one. It's just proper scouting. You just need people who can actually identify these players. There's a lot of them, cheese dog. And at times you find teams like Brighton pick them up. Then we all go, wow, who's this player? Then you're like, I'm a scout, I'm a scout. But I'm can't say that, guys. I'm full compromiser.
I don't Brighton's scouting. And the weird thing is the Stoke FC fans, the weird part is that they've lost their identity. At some point, they have to recognize they don't know who the fuck they are anymore. Is their speciality Amakona or set play? Because like they celebrate
just win, my brother. Winning takes care of everything. Thierry Henry said it. When Ateta started, we used to say he must play. Wada. Now they don't care. Thierry Henry said, I don't care how Ateta wins it. He just has to win it. You wanted to say
and if he doesn't win it, then what?
That's your
He gets
question.
5. He gets 5.
No, they're gonna keep him.
They're gonna keep him. That's the beauty of it, bro. They're gonna keep him. And that's
They
the
don't have a
thing.
choice but to. But like
They
now
are.
they're betting on a horse that they know that this horse does not speak for who they are. It's like South Africa and our politics, where you look at it, you're like,
Yeah.
Oh,
You can,
wow,
yeah,
dude.
this is what
How
happens, bro.
injured.
Ntwana knows how Chelsea's going through the most. He just gives you random
Yeah,
facts
just
all
give
the
that
random ass gems here. It's like dad. It's like dad. It's like dad. I know.
Don't lie. He's like, hey, Chelsea.
he wanted
Nah,
So like I
Arsenal
think
haven't lost. Yeah, you can go on.
I'm gonna start by saying, like, I don't think there'll be a fire sale at Newcastle. You guys can go on and on and on and on, and if it happens, it happens. I mean, I was with Newcastle mates yesterday, and most of my mates are happy to take the 100 odd for all these players. So you say 105 for Tonali, 110 for Gordon. Oaks will say that's cool. People are willing to pay that. We'll be fine. I think
Tonali's not
James
English.
Trafford
18 million, Baba.
8 million, it's a nadi, man.
they must pay it because
Yeah.
neither is Isak. Isak's not English, and you got 120 for Isak.
Nah, but
But
have you
anyway,
have
we
you,
move on.
have you heard him?
I'll
He
tell
sounds
you.
like
I'll
a
tell you
man.
this.
Kubabua,
Yeah, okay, you can speak. You can speak.
can I talk? So we obviously, because of the rules that you guys implemented, except for Chelsea, I mean, except for City, we've been playing with 2 hands behind our backs in the transfer window. So we'll be okay. We'll be fine. We cannot spend the money that you guys said that we can spend, or you guys believe that we have. We move on from that. I am not trying to like go
No,
into
you
actual
won't.
Newcastle
No,
conversation.
Sunshine,
I
you
think
won't. Let me give you this
I
free.
let you speak. I let you speak. I'm hearing that the ramblings of a James Trafford might be like kind of despondent about his situation. Nick Pope hasn't been playing, so maybe a James Trafford could be a nice Newcastle signing. Goes to the World Cup. Newcastle, by the way, have 6 players in the England squad right now. Very, very strange because we have 2
What's your
German
point?
internationals. I'm leaving Newcastle behind. I actually had a question to ask 30 minutes ago, okay, but you were just going on. So that's why I'm just, you know, I've been debating this, and I think we can go on and on about Arsenal, United, Liverpool, City, whatever it is. Do you think that Spurs are actually too good to go down, or they actually can go down? Because I feel as if there is a little bit more quality than people think there is. And yes, they're 1 point clear of the relegation zone, but surely out of all the teams that are too good down, despite having bad seasons or having a bad season, Spurs are actually too good to go down.
They lost to Nottingham, bro. They lost to
And
Nottingham Forest.
3, Fitz. 3.
Free
3-0.
advice.
Like,
They
it's
got
not
packed.
1-0, like it was a mistake. They lost to Nottingham Forest, bro. They have a serious chance of going down because
And as
West
well,
Ham just need to win one game.
it's that coach of theirs, bro. He almost killed Juve as well.
Yeah.
Tudo.
I know that. I know
Tudo,
that.
bro, almost dude.
And I
It's a
remember
miracle
him
that
as a
we're in the
player.
top 5.
I
Yeah.
remember him as a player. Yeah.
But he
Hold on.
almost, bro. He almost
There's a
destroyed
comment that we
Juve
have
as
to
well.
all we have to all give attention to. Only best coaches will recognize what Arteta
Which
is
one?
doing.
Day planning and execution ain't easy. What the hell is day planning and execution?
I have no idea.
Hugo
Playing the
Tato, you need
team
to
on
come
day.
onto the show, Tato, bro. Because you see
Playing
now,
the team on
you
the
must
day. I
just.
think he's basically saying playing
Jeez,
the team on the day. Arsenal,
I'm too.
if you're saying Arsenal have lost 4 games in all competitions, power to them. No one is going to care how Arsenal win the Champions League, how Arsenal do this, how Arsenal do that. They're going to say that the trophy is there. Let's go to City's treble winning
Okay,
season and
it's
ask them.
fine. Yeah. Only
Um,
the best
Can
coaches
you
will
can you
recognize.
send
Only the best
Tato? Can you
coaches.
send Tato a link the and with us join?
I can.
Yeah, just send
Hold
it to
on. Hold
him.
on. Hold on.
Let's see if he'll
Day
join.
Hold
We
planning
need
and
on.
him to
execution.
explain
Nah.
this to
Hold
us.
on.
I
So
understand what he's
it's
saying.
fine.
At the end of the day, guys,
Hold on. I'm sending it so that he doesn't say I don't. I didn't do it.
Okay, so what I'm interpreting from that is
Hold on.
yes.
Yeah, I've just sent it. Sorry, odds.
Data planning, data planning, whatever it is.
He'll join us if he wants to.
Yeah, the coach recognizes on the day that, okay, this is what I need to do for this particular game. And you understand the requirements from your team. Why Amarin failed is Amarin could not change for the teams he was playing. He could not change for the circumstances in the game at the end of the day.
No, but odds no. Arsenal play the same way every single game.
And it's still
What do
working.
you mean they plan? Yeah, but then what do you mean when you're saying that he plans for each and every opponent?
I don't think he does. I think he's at the point.
He doesn't.
I think
He just.
if we're being
Arteta
honest,
has a game plan.
But is it working, Cheese? Is it working?
No, but I'm just disputing what you're saying. Arteta has a game plan. His game plan is very clear. He's very consistent in terms of what he wants from his players, and that's what he goes and he gets them to go and do on the pitch. That's why it doesn't matter who plays for Arsenal. The game plan or the idea in terms of how we move the ball, how we get forward, how we try to get corners so we can capitalize on corners is the same. Whether it's Saka playing or whether it's the guy Madueke playing, or whether it's Trossard playing, or it's Martinelli playing, or it's
and it
whoever.
didn't work.
No, I'm not saying it's not working, right? What the idea that you're saying, right, in terms of Amorim, because Amorim actually tried to plan for each team, because I don't think he really had an ideal game plan in terms of what he wanted to do. He just wanted to have five at the back, and then he'll try to do whatever. But it's a bit different in terms of what Arsenal had set up to do. Arsenal have already set up a solid way. They just try to get the ball to certain positions in the pitch, and then they try to capitalize within those positions. If they don't, they take the corner, they capitalize off the corner. The game plan is very straightforward, which is, I'm only just disagreeing with the fact that you're saying day planning. That's why Tato just needs to come and write another message here, Tato. Just explain what you mean.
I'm trying to interpret. Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. Odds, free advice. You let go of two players in your team. That's Tonali and Gordon. You are done for. Because right now you can't attract the best of the best. You can only attract mid-tier players.
That was I'm not. I don't. That we'll see how that happens. We'll see
replied. The man replied. This is what he said.
He's
watching the F1. What is it?
I can't see.
Next week I'll join. We have an international break.
At the end of the day, I can't predict what happens. But I'll tell you now that our two strikers, as bad as they could have been, have more goals than Alexander Isak.
Yeah, but
nobody, and I've said this. Yes, but no one won in the Alexander Isak transfer. He might come good next year. That's fine. Wissa only paid for us in December, and he's got more goals than Alexander Isak.
Because you signed him as well, right?
We will be okay. At the end of the day, guys, we'll be okay. Players come and they go.
Your reference point is very wrong, Odds, if we're being honest. You
come and they go.
I wish this was like
distorting facts.
You know, when you pick up your hand on teams. Yeah, but like, what happened with your recruitment side of things?
Money.
I feel like
money happened.
Before the money situation, you guys actually built a solid team with you didn't spend a lot in building the team that is currently getting dismantled. Was it Dan Ashwood
No,
who actually
it was Premier League teams imposing rules to stifle Newcastle and their growth.
I know, but before, I'm just saying, like, Abu Tonali, your midfield three was like one of the best midfield threes in the league. But I mean, Joelinton, Tonali, you guys got him from AC Milan.
Joelinton was converted.
Bruno was from Lyon. Yeah, Bruno was from Lyon. But like, I'm just talking about your recruitment. Like, you guys were able to bring in guys who weren't popular to the rest of us, and yet they were exceptional when they came in. You know, same as who's this guy Botman. I don't know what happened to him now, but when he came in,
Botman chose us over AC Milan. Bruno chose us over Arsenal. Tonali, I'm not sure if anyone was in for Tonali. Gordon, I also don't think anyone is in for Gordon. Malik Chiao comes from AC Milan. You have a Trippier who is coming from Atleti, wanting to come back into the Premier League. Tino is a former Chelsea boy. Hall's a former Chelsea boy.
Yeah.
Harvey Barnes also Leicester, but he was playing well at Leicester. So we've actually done some decent business. There are players where you're like, okay, he was a decent guy, but not the guy. The problem is we had to do that, and now when you want to upgrade on a Joe Linton, you can't, because people are assuming. If you listen to rumors about Newcastle, they're always going to talk about the richest club in the world, but they're not going to talk about the rules that have been in place or have been put in place in the Premier League meetings with the CEOs that stifle Newcastle. And I've always said the only team that's ever voted in favor of some of these rules with Newcastle is City and sometimes Chelsea. But Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, they all are putting in rules that only they can maintain, where the teams in the lower half of the table are also suffering, but they don't want teams like Newcastle to go.
We've told you this before.
Take a fine, man.
Thank you. We can't.
The fine will be different.
We can't tell you the same shit. Take the
fine.
But
he's making a valid point, dude. It's almost it's like they're stifling other teams from actually challenging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like they don't have owners that want to invest. They do.
Yeah.
And it's almost then it's just Liverpool and the likes of Man United don't want to keep the status quo.
Well, in that instance, it's the price of doing business. Just like take the price and move on.
Villa was staring down the barrel of a ban. Forest got a ban. Everton got they all got fines.
Points deduction. Yeah.
They all got points deductions. But you're not telling me United have been in debt for how many years? They don't get that. Spurs are struggling, but Spurs have also got to spend a whole bunch of money. We don't know how much Spurs actually have. I forgot what their family name is, but you don't see them like, oh no, they got these fines and they got those fines. Come on, man. They just know that, okay, Newcastle can do this. Since when did you have a thing of like, no, associated businesses cannot now sponsor, or now we're looking at every single team's contracts? So now you say, okay, find a shirt sponsor. We're going to actually judge the value of that shirt sponsor, because that shirt sponsor actually should be equatable to whatever. When did that come about? We never spoke about it when it came to City. We never spoke about it when it came to Chelsea. All of a sudden, Newcastle have owners from Saudi, and they're like, okay, fine, everyone from Saudi is not going to sponsor them. We don't ask about how much Qatar is giving to PSG. We never asked about how UNICEF and Qatar, all of them,
but now
Barcelona.
Honestly, Odds, you've got smart guys working for your club. Man City did the thing where they were paying their manager from like shell companies. I'm not saying do the same thing, but like dala what you must, because like you are the richest fucking club in the world, and from what I know, if you're the big kahuna guy in the hood, everyone fucking must know that you're the big kahuna guy in the hood. So you are right now playing the victim guys. Oh, they're king. No, fuck that. Find a way.
And then what happens? This Chelsea's got a suspended sentence for 2 years. Chelsea's got a suspended sentence for 2 years, and the only reason why suspended sentence is because they said, guys, our previous owners did this. Our previous owners.
Guess what? The pool that Chelsea has as a club right now, based on of those particular shady businesses, is major, and you can't buy it now. Well, it's too late for you to try and buy it, but you can try and buy it. But we've gone and did what we had to do. But the pool is there.
Yeah, because it's like same thing with who's this guy? You guys wanted Mbuemo, right? And
there's 4 players. There's 4 players. There's 4 players.
You guys wanted Cisco. You wanted Cisco. Yeah.
And you can talk about them till we're blue in the face, but at the end of the day, all they speak about is our restrictions. You can't have a coach who coaches the richest club in the world say we don't have money to spend. But there are people that can do transfers in January.
But
I mean, Chelsea will not be penalized by the PFA. I mean, that's the team.
He's talking shit.
City will get away with it too. 150 charges, Joe.
City's getting away
It's
with
been
it.
there since for 2 years now.
Newcastle cannot spend. Chelsea get a suspended sentence. We've been waiting for Chelsea. We've been waiting for City's fines. United tell us every year, like, guys, we're 100 million rand and 100 million pounds in debt. No one cares about that.
But we
Year.
bought thingy. We had owners. Ineos came in and
did what?
Nah, but
And
obviously you guys rely heavily on your sponsorship and your sales.
United haven't been in the black since I can't even remember.
Yeah, dude.
Arsenal couldn't spend because they were paying off a stadium, and then they started spending. Liverpool have been talking about we can't spend, but then they're going to spend 500 million. They're like, no, we're selling as well. But Villa gets a fine. Everton gets a fine. Forest gets a fine. But the club
can I ask a stupid question? Is the fine worth more than the outcome that you'd get if you had to take the fine? I don't know if that makes sense.
Imagine Newcastle saying they cannot go out of the parameters of a transfer window because they could potentially not be able to sign for 2 years.
My ask is that you're the richest club in the world right now, right? You can go right ahead and spend $500 million in one transfer window.
Yeah.
Correct?
If you had to go right ahead and
hold on. If you had to go right ahead and say, who's your manager? Eddie Howe. We're getting a Mourinho, a coach that has pull. We say, Mourinho, this is what we're planning to do in the next 2 years. Hold on. I'm just using Mourinho as an example.
I understand the point.
Hold on. I'm just using him as an example. And Mourinho says, I want these 4 players, and each of these 4 players are going to cost you 100 mil. You declare to the authorities that you paid $500 million, 50 mil for each of these players, which is, we know that's not the right figure. And these players in one season, you end up in Champions League semi-final. You do very well. We'll then have a chat 2 years down the road where they will say, oh yeah, you did this and whatnot. Because City did the same thing when it comes to who's the Italian manager that they got,
Mancini.
where they said they were paying him 10 mil. Meanwhile, they were paying him more than that. I think they were paying him like 30 mil. So why can't you do that?
Because you must understand, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that the rules have been imposed. The rules that have been imposed in the past 4 years are only there to stifle the Newcastles of this world. Because you must understand, if you go and look at who has been voting for and against all these rules, you can see what they're trying to do.
It sounds to me
finish my
like
point. Let me finish my point.
It sounds like you are. It sounds like you are Teta right now, who says it's only fair that starts in the final because he got us here.
But wait, what I'm saying to you, and once again, listen to my point. They never went and looked at associate companies till Newcastle got bought out. We never asked what Gillette and all those guys were doing for Liverpool. We never asked that. We never asked about how much the Etihad sponsorship deal was and all those kind of things. Only when Newcastle came in and said, this is the book that the PIF has. And then they said, we are now imposing a rule that you cannot go and do this. All these rules have come since
Don't
Newcastle
you guys have hotels to sell?
Sorry?
Don't you guys have any hotels
to sell? We don't have hotels to sell. Because the women's team gets sold by the men's team, and then we sell the hotel, and then we go in. This is what
sell your stadium to.
Who do you want to buy? Do you want to buy Mbappe?
No.
Yeah, that's my thing, cheese Tara. Yeah.
No, but
like
wait,
y'all
guys
need to use your sponsor. You know, guys need to use your scouting network, bro.
But you see, that is fair. I agree with that point. I'm always going to concede that point. That's a much better point than saying we need to be going for these players, because we can't do what other clubs have done, because the rules have only been in place because they're wanting to stifle the big teams. And look who votes. I'm telling you now, look who votes. When you ask a Premier League rule that has been in place since we've had the PIF, look at those teams and who votes for
who was the Steinhoff CEO again?
Marcus Houston.
Yeah, he's not dead. Get him as your CEO. He should be
fine.
That's expensive. President Mapitsu. Guys. Really, dog.
The man is pouring out his soul here.
Yeah.
So
But
what
it's
I'm
simple,
so
odds.
yeah.
We can help you.
Let
United
me
can
just
help you
round off.
guys.
No, I hear
you
what
know,
you're saying.
odds.
Let me round off quickly. I just want to round off quickly.
Mhm.
What I'm saying to you is we're not gonna get out of the mud anytime soon. I'm not going to play victim. Thank you, Tondes side.
Accept.
Like I'm not gonna fight any of those things. I'm just saying to you, there will come that point, but there we are being stifled for the money that you guys speak that we have. We never said
Yeah.
you guys speaking about that stuff, and what we have to do, as I said, we have to then sell our biggest players. So we have this massive book, but we can't take the fight because at the end of the day, when they talk about City being relegated to non-league, they'll do that to Newcastle. They will do that to Newcastle because they're going to want Newcastle to do what Juve did. And if you watch the documentary about Juve, they were punishing Juve so badly. And yes, maybe they were buying every single referee, but at the end of the day, they're going to make an example with Newcastle.
And
They're
plus
not going to just
the teams are similar stripes, black and white.
yeah. They're gonna make a proper example with Newcastle, and then the City's charges are still going to be hanging over. Newcastle going to buy one player over, and they're like, yeah, when I just on.
Get better lawyers.
Yeah.
It's so simple,
I'm only hearing
so
excuses
simple. Just get better lawyers,
why you
man.
can be great.
Spend the money and then spend the money on lawyers as well. When you spend 150 mil on a player, you spend 150 on a lawyer. You come together.
Yeah.
Simple.
Synergy.
Yeah. This thing is the cowards don't win anything, my brother.
No, that's true. I just don't want people to make example of my club. That's my thing.
Nah, it's not gonna
Because they will relegate us because they want to show us. While City's still there and City's lawyers, they're paying $1 million per
Yeah,
charge.
but I'm sure you guys must just find loopholes, dude. I think it's you get your legal system in place and then you find loopholes.
You're selling
Chelsea did that with we're selling.
Yeah.
We're selling what's this hotels, Yonki and Tojo. Probably they'll need to find a loophole again now when we're not going to make
I think we're
TPC.
doing that. I think that the team is doing that through a lot of other stuff. They're saying, Adidas, just give us 5 million rand, 5 million pounds more. We're building things around Newcastle and say, guys, the club is generating revenue, and then hopefully, why must we sell one of our best players in Anderson?
Huh? You must also get a better manager, dude.
That's true.
Yeah,
I believe Eddie.
You're not going to elevate to the next level if you still got that.
He's only Mike. He's only agreeing now because you're saying it. Last week he fought me and X for the whole show.
No,
the whole show. The guy was fighting, bro. He was like, this guy's better than Alex Ferguson, and I was like, give an odds.
I've said Eddie out for a number of weeks, a number of months. I've said Eddie out. And I've said Eddie Howe could be a stabilizing manager to Man United. That's all I've said. You bring Sonali? If that's the deal? He's a stabilizing coach. He's a stabilizing coach.
The problem when you go to these adult cruises,
isn't Barcelona in
someone selling their wife?
Yeah.
In the sense that, what about Barcelona?
They also struggle to acquire players, so it's almost
but Barca, you know what's the difference, Mike? Barca have an academy, dog. Barcelona are like
but you can start to
but Mike,
you don't have to have an in-house academy, dog. You just need to your scouting network.
Exactly, that too.
Newcastle
Barca, bro, it's different than Newcastle. Newcastle have money, they just can't spend it, bro. It's like you see the kids in the fridge, but you just can't eat it, bro.
Available. What's it? Available balance scouting. And what? How does the bank statement?
Current balance, available balance.
Available, yes.
Current balance zero, available balance 1 trillion.
It's all about scouting at the end of the day, dude. If you've got a scouting system in place, then
Newcastle have been acquiring some top talent in the youth level. So I think what they want to eventually get to is either be that selling club where you're selling like City selling, and City and Chelsea have like a trillion players just like playing everywhere. You know, the Mark Gahey's and the this and the that playing in other clubs, or you're building that foundation from within, because we've been
But
signing players
I
from
think
the
odds
Cities and
you
Chelseas and Cities and Uniteds, and they're like all
I think you
16,
guys
17.
are not creative enough. That's the other
Yeah,
thing. I mean,
they're not, bro.
I think it's that.
your fans, your fans, you could go right ahead and say your fans. You're sitting at whenever you sell a jersey, you make a 90 whatever percent a profit on a shirt because your fans are there. I think your the guys that do your books are not creative enough.
No, but
That's just my view.
even if you have a development, if your team is struggling, it's very hard to bring in youth players through the system.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
because
That's
those
true.
guys are not 100% ready. You need to give them time. That's why Chelsea have so many players playing around the world. They try to give them that experience to get game time, but
Mm,
that game time sometimes isn't what's helping because they need to be understanding the style of play of coaches and what the Chelsea way, as United used to say. Because
mm,
United in the same position. United can't promote players as often as they would like to
because
into the
Kushubi, yeah.
first team because it's so tough for them already to
Mm,
make
Yeah.
it as the senior players.
mm,
So the even now as City, I mean, Nico Riley has been in within the squad for about 3 years. When we didn't have a left back, he was the only person who could play left back, so we had to play him left back, even though he was a centre mid. Now
mm.
we're reaping those benefits of those rewards
And it's
because we were
taken the
playing
time.
so well 3 or 4 seasons ago. So you can
Mm,
take those risks. Guys like Foden, guys like Palmer are benefits of the first team playing well, and you can introduce these guys slowly
Yeah.
and
mm,
surely.
mm,
But if
mm,
but
mm.
if but if your team is struggling and they can't win a Tyneside derby for back to back, then you can't promote guys into the first team. And it's not a
Yeah.
hit. I mean, it's the same thing with Chelsea. Chelsea have to go and get Pape Sarr now and bring him back, but they initially said they
Yes.
don't want him. Same thing with Chaloba.
Mm,
Like Chaloba, we don't want you when you
Nah,
go
dude.
to
I think
Palace.
it's
Then we bring you back.
our problem is just the managers they point to. If you're gonna have a whole lot
Yeah.
of inexperienced players, you need to have an experienced manager.
Ebo.
Also,
I,
also it doesn't like one thing that doesn't work, Mike, is a full young squad. That does not work well.
what do you think
Everyone
I
in the
want?
I
team,
mean,
everyone
it's
in the
working with
team.
Kobo PSG. Okay, no, actually,
Ah,
No,
no, no,
no.
no, no, no.
PSG don't work.
PSG, Abo Marquinhos, dog.
If
Marquinhos is
PSG didn't have that Spanish midfielder in that midfield when they were when
Fabian.
Marco
Yeah,
Fabian. If they didn't have Marco Fabian in that midfield, it's a different perspective in terms of how they play.
but
exactly,
also there was also Donnarumma in that squad.
exactly.
There was
Marquinhos.
established.
If
Yeah,
Marquinhos is not
Marquinhos.
in the
Yeah.
team, it's a different story, bro.
And even Hakimi.
Hakimi.
Hakimi
Yeah,
is a
Yeah.
leader
So it's
there.
that blend.
It's a
That blend of
blend.
experience and youth is
Donnarumma.
key.
Oh,
This the Chelsea that
oh.
you
And
guys had when
I
Luke
still
Young was
say
there.
when it comes to when it comes to Chelsea, it's kind of weird. Good team. They had a player like Silva in the back, and right now what they're struggling with is that leadership role in the defense.
Mm,
Because I'm defenders are corner just all over the place. I'm defenders are corner. They get attracted in situations that they shouldn't, and it's that Declan Rice that we were talking about where a striker decides to go in the middle of the park and then defender
Yeah,
yethu that was
Mlande.
supposed to be playing 4 and 5 uyamlandela
Yeah.
memlandela uvula the whole gap. So
Yeah.
now you've got players on either side, but the whole park is like now proper open. If you had a player like Silva who's the grown up in the room, he can tell no, you don't do that. Come back.
It's gonna be worse now without Reece.
Even
Without
though
Reece
even though
James,
the
you guys are gonna
manager
suffer even more.
even though the manager had given an instruction, Uguti, you need to track this player wherever he goes. But in the game of play, Silva would be able to go right ahead and have, okay, this is where we are right now. No, come back. I felt Levi Colwell grew folds when he was with Silva. Trevor Chaleba naye wakula, but I don't know what happened with him. That's why we had to loan him out. I just feel with the current Chelsea defense, there's no adult in the room. Everyone does what they feel they need to do. And remember, Cheese, I think you mentioned it when I said he had to do what he had to do. But yeah, way you are justifying wrongdoing in the match, and the whole team now has to suffer. Basically, that's what's wrong with the Chelsea. There needs to be an adult in the room,
But
and
even
the whole
Lipovic as well, man, he's also not an adult as well.
He's
man.
Rosinia has
inexperienced,
no,
bro.
he's not experienced, dog. You guys would do
You
well
can-
with the
now
John
there's talk,
Terry for crying out
yeah,
loud.
there's talk to, Fabregas is coming and whatnot. I like Fabregas. I like the type he plays, but is it going to be a fit for these players? Because these players have been tossed from pillar to post with different managers, different styles
It's
of play,
possible,
and
bro.
Yeah,
Fabregas has a very young squad at Como.
yeah, and they are
Ile
cooking.
thing- yeah, so now I fuck with him because I've watched a couple of the Como games and I like what he's trying to do there. But
Yeah,
like,
but
I feel you know, the downfall of his Spurs is that these players feel that they've made it. I get the same feeling with Chelsea players right now,
yeah,
where
and you guys,
they've made it. They're
yeah,
very
But
critical.
you need a win as a coach too. So it's like you need people like, I mean, even when Zinedine Zidane came in Madrid, like you need somebody where you respect to look up to though. I
yeah,
mean, I understand when Rosinia came in, he should have actually gotten like a John Terry or maybe a Thiago
yeah.
Silva to help him out.
Hmm.
What is that guy McFarlane gonna do though?
Yeah, Tina, we got that guy who used to be Mourinho's. Yeah, he was part of Mourinho's thingy. The time his tenure at Chelsea, man. He used to be one of the assistants to help Carrick, and he's also been with Ancelotti as well. You know, we also did the exact same thing from an experience standpoint. You know, as much as the players I know they will respect Carrick, but yeah, he did rather need experience by him, and yeah, I'm fully with you in that regard, man. But
No,
hey,
but Carrick is a
Nani,
winner, dude. He's won a
yeah,
lot of things.
hundred percent.
What has Liam won though?
100%. I'm with you, Mike. I'm with you. That's why, I mean,
So, William,
yeah, I saw Nongo Liam. Like, even when you were backing him, I was like, Mike, what are you doing, dog? Like,
Manager,
I still cannot agree with this thing of therefore a player has won something makes him a good coach. I cannot agree with
no,
that, and I'll take that to. You
I,
can say maybe I don't have football knowledge, but I don't believe that a winning coach, just because you've won things, therefore you
The
are
respect factor
automatically
is
good.
the difference why
but there's a respect.
Zinedine Zidane is not the tactician, but they
Yeah,
respect him as a player.
yeah. And
He's
as
been
well,
there, done that.
odds, you also need a coaching team, like a coaching staff with you. If you've got the influence, like same thing with Fergie. Fergie always changed his number two. When football changed, he also changed his number two. Abo Bani, Carlos
And
Queiroz.
watch ever
Who?
in Steve McLaren. Steve McLaren is one of our worst coaches ever.
yeah, but you didn't
Yeah,
recognize that a number two is a number two. Will always be a
yeah,
number two.
100%. Whereas
When you
Fergie had
took a
the
number two and you
aura.
made number one, it's like taking
Yeah.
your side and making them their main one.
Hey, hey, hey,
No,
he's,
this is
hey,
how.
thi-
hey,
he's
hey, hey.
thinking, he's thinking like Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah, you don't do that. Good translator. So then he knew what the
He tried to
manager was.
translate, the translator
It
is
doesn't mean
translating
that.
for you. He's busy translating nonsense because you can't hear what it's translating and you're making number one.
Ah. Yeah. Is it just must stay far away from the bridge? Yeah.
I
And
do,
it's an Arsenal fan who
I
says
do,
this.
however, think I do, however, think that there's poison chalices for for some managers, and I think that maybe a Sisk should be staying away from some of these poison chalices because as much as
You never know. You never know.
Shabi Alonso did so
That's the
well,
thing.
and
You
it
taste
didn't
it.
work out at Real
You
Madrid.
taste it. You
Yeah,
never
because
know.
he couldn't handle the egos. I mean, Abomba
But he's
Pele,
been there and done it. Shabi Alonso is one of the best midfielders I've ever seen.
yeah, but still, dog,
Yeah,
he's not
but remember
Zidane.
what he at Real Madrid and to
Yeah,
you managing egos.
he's managing egos,
The
bro.
players are all class there already. The moment
Yes,
to play for
Alonso,
Madrid,
Alonso was that guy, but he wasn't Zidane, dog. Ask Alonso. It is what it is, dog. It's that, in fact, you know. One
So
is
I
a
guess
Balando.
Fabregas must stay
winner.
at Como because at the end of the day, Como, they're not egos because it's
It
Como.
But it
Who is
depends. If he
Chelsea's got
has,
egos, like, apart from the directors, too?
and Utingi, Ukanacho has an ego, dog. I think you guys decided to take him.
He's
But what is
Argentinian, so
Canacho
he's
want,
racist.
dude? No. What is Canacho want, dog?
The FA Cup, dog.
He's Argentinian and he's racist. I don't care.
He's won an FA Cup, dog. He's won
Nice.
it, dog.
Guys, you're not gonna
No, but
you're not gonna convince me of any
Chelsea are world
Argentinian in my
champions,
life.
bro. You can't get bigger egos than that, bro.
Yeah.
World
Yeah.
champions are in, dog.
Which one?
But
That's
The
why.
Chelsea
That's
one?
why.
This Chelsea.
That's why Cole
This
Palmer
Chelsea.
plays like you Nyamneng.
And he does, bro.
And you know what?
Hey,
And you know what? I can't argue with that, cheese.
Yeah.
Because I was
Guys,
watching them the
guys,
past 2 games. They've got this new thing where they lose the ball and all of them do this. Like all of them do the same thing.
Aye.
Like literally all of them do this.
But can you blame him when Pedro Neto is busy having brain farts?
So what have you guys done with the drug addict? What's his name? Mudrik.
He's coming back.
fighting a war?
He's training now. I think he's going to after the World Cup. After the World Cup is going to there's going to be a hearing. But I think it's immediately after the World Cup. So he might, if he wins that hearing, he might be back in August for the kickoff of the new season. But
you guys also got like 10 years
almost
left
like
on
a
contract.
club. You'll take him back to that club Rosinha was at. But that's what you guys do.
Strasbourg.
Yeah, that's what you guys do. When these guys come back, you send them there. Then you realize what he's doing well after 2 games and you bring him back.
I might try that side.
That's what I'm saying. Nuremberg trials because it's war torn, boy. Just send him to war. If he survives, then the hearing must be Don't give him a hearing if he survives the war, bro.
But to be fair, with Chelsea, I don't know. I feel we are one decision away from being really good, and that decision is who takes the reign, be it sporting director, be it the manager, because I think that will determine.
It's not a head coach; it's the manager. Because also we just trying to figure it out.
Whatever you wanna call it, that guy that sits there, because I do feel with Uliem, I feel sorry for. I like the guy. He's
Obama.
I see what he's trying to do, but I think it's way too early in his career to be coaching such a side. He cannot be abundantly blessed with so much talent and being asked to do his trials with such talent. I think that's the bigger problem that he has.
Why does he keep on playing Tosin, though, instead of giving Josh a chance?
Aleo, that's between I don't know, maybe he sees the age, but Tosin was a squad player. He was always brought in as
no value, dude.
Some people, some coaches like who they like, and there's. I was listening to another podcast today. We won't give them free advertising, but essentially the thing of like Mika Richards was basically saying, we don't see what the coach sees. We don't see them training. We don't see certain things. We're not in the change room when they're saying, guys, this is what I want you to kind of do. So maybe there is a reason. The fans might not see it, but you've got to back the coach because he's with them.
I feel also with these modern day coaches in a cocoon, in a secluded world, news are perceived to be the truth and only the truth. As they watch the game in, we've got a different view. No, hold on. We've got a different view. I mean, you watch. Okay, I won't use Joe Linton because he's aggressive. That's the ask for him to be aggressive. But him picking up a yellow in the first 9 minutes of the game, and it's a game against the trickiest player in the world right now. What does that mean for the team? That fucks up the whole mantra in that he can't now commit to any of the teams. To any of the fouls. And now with every tackle that he has to go in, everyone is wondering, are we going 1 man down? And it's I don't know, it's that whole thing. they see them as they being special for future. Fine, they get paid millions and millions and whatnot to make these decisions. But as we pay for DSTV, which is millions and millions, also we've got a view.
Yeah, look, I just think that there's, and like I said, Nika Richards said it today, like, or in the pod that I was listening to, like, there's something we don't see, and I get we see it as fans, but there is something we don't see, and I could say that the manager is the right guy, but I don't know what the manager situation is. We can debate Igor Chido, Nuno Espirito Santo, Ange. We can debate all of those guys. We don't see what they see,
Yeah, but
So,
the thing is, even with Ange too, they should have never gotten rid of him.
Yeah.
but we don't see what they
Especially
see.
after winning their first trophy, they major, the first European trophy. I think, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And then you go get rid of the manager. And now you're
We
more
don't.
likely than not, there's a realistic chance you're gonna get relegated. And you're gonna be end up like as a laughing stock at the end of the day, where it's like, oh, we got rid of the manager, we won us Europa League.
No,
Just to
but
go get
Have you,
relegated.
remember
have you
at
email?
Spurs,
Ever sent an email?
if you go against Levi, if you say anything that Levi doesn't agree with, or if Levi, you are out the door. Whether you win Champions League tomorrow morning, if you tell them something, you are out the door.
That's true.
Nah, but I think also Spurs realize and recognize that they fucked up there. It's like when I was going to if you sent an email and say kindly see they're attached. Meanwhile, you don't attach anything. That's exactly what's happening with Spurs right now. They are at that point where they can see.
And guys, let's call it. Guys,
Yeah,
let's
okay.
call it. Let's call it. Thank you so much once again for availing yourselves, gents. Much appreciated. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Help a
Please get
brother
your kids,
out.
guys. No free advertising, but get your kids for the World Cup.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ots is going there. And it's Ots. You going
I
to
have to, bro.
Mexico?
I have to
Aish,
try.
You're going
aish,
to America.
he
No,
is.
hell no. I love my life.
That's why I'm like this guy.
All right, gents. Take care. Nah.
Cheers,
Cheers,
cheers.
Sure.
guys.
That